There we go. Grand Rising. Let me see if I can pull this up. We had a few. Actually, do we have a few images that we needed to put on the big screen? Grand Rising, Grand Rising. Let's get our Tamericans up in here. Let's get our people up in here so they can all know what we got going on. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. There we go. Let's share the live stream and then we'll get everybody up in here. Grand Rising, Grand Rising. There we go. We're going to share it inside of our group and get everybody up in here. See, I had a few of those images, but I could pull this one up. Okay, so it's been a Miss Sunshine, Grand Rising sister. I'm sharing this to the Discord so we get everybody up in here. We have a live today. Let me see. Let everybody know. There we go. Grand Rising sister. There we go. Grand Rising. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, now we about to get everybody up here. All right. We're letting everybody know we up in the live, and then we're going to play our introduction music that we always play. We must let out all of our people. You working right now, but you listen and you chime in and out. Well, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you. You are a hard worker, and I appreciate the work that you do. So there we go. Now we're just going to load up the video, and we're going to get everybody up in here. There we go. There we go. So we have our introduction music. There we go. We must let everybody know this. Okay. Is this on?
We are all one human race?
There we go.
Do you know why the American government is lying when they say
we must let everybody know
human race?
we have some new things, my people.
Because they stole this planet.
We got some new things.
This is the
some solutions.
But anciently, we are known as the Anunnaki race.
We must let all of our people
You
know
probably didn't know that because the government lied to us and they took over our planet.
that the government lied to us and they took over our
I'm gonna tell you
planet.
something that you've never heard before.
We have a package
And that is,
today.
on this planet, we are not all the same species.
They lied to us. They had us
This is a
believing that
human,
we was all the same.
and this
One
is the
human
Anunnaki.
race. That is a fallacy. It is a complete
Humans are
lie.
not from this planet.
I still need to fix that. I don't know why the comments.
As a matter of fact, they invaded our planet.
We have a
and
new
they
package
took
for
over.
my people, my Tamericans.
They took over our planet by
What is
killing
this?
our ancestors.
This is our
Which
live.
why
That's
we
what it is.
joined
That's
to
what get
avenge
everything
them
started.
and take our planet
It is
back.
our live.
You can help me by purchasing my brand new textbook.
Oh, he's like,
This planet was
damn.
stolen from black people.
What it look like?
This planet on this planet was
Damn.
stolen.com. All of the profits were
We have a
used towards
package for my
avenging our
people.
ancestors with the end goal of
If you see
completely
on the
taking
screen,
our
you're going to
planet
see
back.
our textbook.
Do you know why
This
the
planet was
American
stolen
government is
from
lying
black
when they said that we are all one human race?
They are joining fast. This is
That's
crazy.
because they stole this planet from the
You
black
said jobless? This is a job.
This is the
Did you not know that?
But anciently, we are known as the Anunnaki.
This is a job. Did you not know?
You probably didn't
This
know
a
that
whole
because the
ass
government
job.
lied to us and they took over our planet.
Here we go.
I'm gonna tell you something that you've
All
never
right, so
heard
we have the box open.
and that is on this planet we are
We
not
got
all
the
the same
package open for my
species.
Tamericans.
This is a human.
They didn't know this is
And
the
this
whole
is
last
Anunnaki.
job. This is right here. This is a
And see, what the
job.
government hid from
What
us
does it
is
look
that
like?
the humans are not from
We are
this
not
planet.
African. We are Tamericans. Yes. We are gods.
As a matter of fact, they invaded our planet.
We have a brand
and
new
they took
package
over.
for our people.
They took over
Grand
our
Rising,
planet
my
by
brother.
killing our ancestors.
Let's get
which
to
is why I
business.
need
Grand
your help
Rising,
to
brother.
avenge them and to take our planet back.
All right, we almost.
You can help me by
we can
purchasing
everything
my brand new
started.
textbook.
What we
This
have
planet
right
was stolen
now.
from black people. You can find it on this planet was stolen.com. All of the profits
Thank
we
you so
used
much for
towards
the follow.
avenging our ancestors with the end
Miss
goal
Johnson.
of completely
There we
taking
go.
our planet back.
Now we
You know why
here.
the American government is lying when they said
We
that
still
we
we
are
still
all
getting
one
everything
human
started
race?
and situated. Now we
That's
here.
because it's
Grand
the
Rising
black race.
Tamericans. That is our
is the black
nationality.
race.
You see this
But
right here in my
anciently, we are known
hands?
as the Anunnaki race.
We have a new batch of
You
textbooks.
probably didn't know that
Okay?
because the government lied to us and
What
they
is that
took
right?
over our planet.
It said the government lied to us and they took over our
I'm going to
planet.
tell you something that you've
We'll
never
play
heard
this one last
before.
time and then we can
And that
get
is on
this
this
thing
planet, we are
started.
not all the same species.
We must let it all be known.
And this is the Anunnaki.
There
You
you
see, what the
go.
government hid from us is that the
They
humans are
always,
not
you
from
know,
this
it
planet.
throws them off. They're like, oh my goodness, I thought black people were not intelligent. You know, why is this guy
As a
wearing a
matter of
headdress
fact,
on
they
his head?
invaded our planet.
That's because
And they took
this is our shit. It belongs to us and not y'all. We invented everything, including the headdress.
You can help me by
So you motherfuckers don't even have a word to speak. Alright? If you don't like the shit, keep it scrolling. Move to the side.
Will be used towards avenging our ancestors with the
You see what I'm saying?
of completely taking our planet back.
That's the end goal of taking our planet back completely.
All one human race?
Did I invent those braces?
That's because
yes, I did.
The black race.
Black folks invented braces too. Shit, we invented everything.
As the Anunnaki race.
You better know it exactly. Yes.
Because the government lied to us.
We done created everything. They done had us believing that these goddamn cavemen and hunters and gatherers invented something. These hunters and gatherers did not invent shit, but a goddamn pickaxe.
The same species. This is a human.
You see what I'm saying?
But
a damn pickaxe so they can mine some coal and shit. Well, we ain't walking around doing that. We have to let it be known.
As a matter of fact, they invaded our planet and they took over.
Here we go. We about to get this thing started. Alright, we gotta get this man up out of here.
By killing our ancestors, which is why I need your help to avenge them and to take our planet back.
Okay, we about to get started after this
finishes. My brand new textbook called "This Planet Was Stolen from Black People."
Yes, we are
gods. You can find it on thisplanetwasstolen.com. All of the profits will be used towards avenging our ancestors with the end goal of completely taking our planet back. Do you know why the
Grand Rising, my Tamericans! Grand Rising! Grand Rising! We have not been live for a minute. It has been some time, but that is because we were preparing. We had things to create. Okay? I know some of the people, they come after me and they say, oh my goodness, we're not Tamericans, man. We're not Tamericans. We're American Indians. And I say, yes, you are. You are a goddamn American Indian, but it does not stop at that. You are greater than that shit. You see what I'm saying? You thought we were just Indians our whole goddamn life? Every time you think about an Indian, do you think about anything advanced or do you think about some shit that's primitive? Did the Indians even have toilets? Did they have castles and palaces? What did they have? But when we use our actual term, our actual nationality, Tamerican, that is when we finally start remembering what we had. You see, Tamericans. That is the name that we now call ourselves. I didn't invent the goddamn name. I simply revived the name. You see what I'm saying? Tameri, this ain't no goddamn new name. I know for some of y'all like, damn, it's my first time ever hearing the name Tameri. When I look this shit up on Google, I see a board game. Some of y'all might see a board game. But that board game was created in the year of 2024. I have videos on my page in 2022 saying the name Tameri. So how the fuck these slick motherfuckers created a board game off of our name? They created a whole board game after our identity so they could confuse us. When we look on Google, oh my goodness, Tameri's a board game. No, the fuck it's not. That's what these Caucasians created so they can make us be confused. We've been confused for too long. We've been walking around with African American identities, Hebrew Israelite identities, Pan-African Muslim identities. Some of us were changing our last name to Muhammad because we thought that that was our identity. Even my uncle changed his name to Muhammad. And my auntie, she married his ass and together they were the Muhammads. I'm like, shit, how the hell you become a Muhammad? When that happened? You see, that's some new shit. We wasn't Muhammad before. Even my last name, my parents became Pan-Africans. And they changed their last name to Deliza. And that's how I got my name. You see? So many of these movements were created to confuse us. But let me tell you something. Tameri is not a movement. That's the difference. This ain't no goddamn movement. This is not a movement. It is a country. And that is the difference. You see why they're afraid of us? Because we are more intelligent than everyone in the past. You must remember this, that every single generation is supposed to get better. You don't stay the same. You got to get better. So we don't learn from the mistakes of our ancestors, and we realize that we should not be creating no goddamn movement. The Panthers, you've heard of the Black Panther Party, they were a political party. We should not be creating no political party. We have to take it to the next level. That next level, that final level is a country. And that country is called the Kingdom of Tameri. By us claiming our country, by providing our books to all of our students, our youth, and our children, by us doing that, that is when we first finally take our dominance. And that means that their system, the bullshit that they created, will fall, crumble, and burn. We're no longer living under that bullshit ass system. We are replacing the system by creating a new system. And that is called the Tamerican system. The Kingdom of Tameri. And all of the bullshit that y'all done created, that's just going to crumble to the ground. And the ones at the bottom, we have been at the bottom. That is when the ones at the bottom will now come to the top, to their rightful place. And the ones at the top will come to the bottom. And that right there is what they fear. That is why they try to get rid of our masculinity. You see? Pushing all that rainbow ass flags so we can stop becoming the people that we are truly meant to be. This is a country, and that is what they are afraid of. Every single one of them. So we have them. I'm going to need a moderator because we have a few of the Siberians. They're in all of my comment section. They're pissed. They're like, this man is taking away everything. Yes, the hell I am. You see what I'm saying? All of your shit was built off of lies. And there's a statement. It says a castle cannot be built upon sand. Okay? These motherfuckers have been building on top of sand. But if you build on sand, that shit cannot stand. It eventually has to fall. Building that whole shit on sand, they ain't got no concrete, no stable, nothing. They've been building their entire civilization off of lies. And by me, Tassim Deliza, born in the year 2000, a reincarnated ancestor, I was sent back here to destroy the system and to replace it with a new system. And that right there, that is a day that they have feared their entire lives, that we were going to come back on their ass and destroy everything. So I'm going to need a moderator up in here. I'm going to need one of my Tamericans. We're going to need some moderators because look, we got a couple of their asses. They're in our chats. They're always inside of our communities, in our shit, always in our business. Trying to tell us who we are. I'll make you a moderator, brother. You know what I'm saying? Are we going to really allow these hunters and gatherers to tell us who the hell we are? Are we going to allow that? Motherfuckers that we taught them how to take a bath. And now they have the audacity to tell us who we are? Get the fuck out of here. You know, they didn't even know how to take a bath. Whole stinking ass. Whole body musty. You see what I'm saying? Dirt all over their body. Dirty as hell. We had to teach them how to wash their ass. And after we taught them that, then they tried to take away our whole identity. Motherfuckers didn't know how to do shit without us. So how the hell could they be indigenous to anywhere? We have to let them know, get their delusional ass on. Their lives will now be destroyed completely. You see what I'm saying? Thank you, family. We're going to make it make sense. We have to get rid of all of their lies. We, the intellects, the intelligent people, we are who they fear the most. So we're going to get this thing started. I have a few things that I want to be sharing with my Tamerican people. If you are inside of this live stream, if this is your first time ever seeing me, yes, we are 100% Tamerican, okay? None of us were mixed. 0 of us are mixed, okay? If you are mixed, you would have a hunter and gatherer in your family. And you got to ask yourself, do you have any hunters and gatherers in your goddamn family? Do you got any hunter and gatherer grandmothers or some hunter and gatherer aunties and cousins? The answer is going to be absolutely not. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't got no hunters and gatherers in my goddamn family either. We don't know where these motherfuckers came from. If you are new to this live stream, this is your first time ever seeing me, my name is Tassim Deliza. I am the third son of my father, Kojo Deliza, and I was sent back here so we can take back our country. In order to do that, we have created a textbook that is going to educate the next generation and let them know what their purpose is. Their purpose is not to be smoking weed all day. We cannot allow that. We have to have our young men, specifically, we have to teach them how they can become the future leaders of us. And we have created a textbook to teach you all this. If you are new here, that's why I didn't pin it as well. Let me pin this on the screen. There we go. We have new textbooks for our people called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. It's called This Planet because the entire planet was stolen from us. Black folks, we live everywhere on all continents, including the Americas. Okay? These motherfuckers who did not know how to wash their ass, they did not live anywhere before us. Let it be known. We taught them that shit. You see? We was already over here building civilization. Then they came over here and they was all up in our business and we taught them how to build their own goddamn flag. We taught them that shit. Now, for those who say we all mixed, absolutely we're not. The only ones who are mixed are y'all. And y'all try to put all of that nonsense on everybody. None of us are mixed. Look at my goddamn skin. Does this shit look like it's mixed? Look at our whole color. Does this shit look like it's mixed? No. Because we're not mixed. Okay? Y'all, you little stragglers and shit, y'all always mixed, alright? Y'all always mixed. None of us are mixed. Yes, if you are new to this live stream, if you want a solution for our people, if you are tired of being called an African slave, if you are tired of that, I need you to get your textbook. Okay, we have a flash sale going on right now and we have free shipping. You don't have to pay for shipping because I take care of that for y'all. I have a few of the orders that I'm going to be shipping out today on this live stream as well. It's not too common that they see an intellect. So once they see an intellect, their ass gets scared. Oh my shit. The motherfucker's smart as hell, man. He outsmarted us. Yes, I did. I outsmarted you goddamn hunters and gatherers and cavemen. You see what I'm saying? So we have a couple of our orders today. Let me show y'all. We got some packages. We got some orders. We got some books. Yes, we have to throw away the caveman textbooks. That is an absolute must. There should not be a caveman or a cave woman teaching your children. If they came out the caves, why the hell are they teaching any of our goddamn children? You know, because I was in school, I'm in 3rd grade. And when I was in the 3rd grade, my teacher, she came out the caves. You know, 3rd grade, 2nd grade, I'm living in Los Angeles. I'm the only Tamerican in the entire goddamn class. It's just one of me, and the rest of the class is Chinese and Caucasian. I'm like, what type of shit is this? This don't make any sense. I'm like, where are my people at? I had a friend, he was in the next class, but he went in my class. You know, and I was always wondering that. Why is that? What is going on here? Grand Rising, we have a new visitor, my sister Lovely Sim Barbie, Grand Rising sister. So what we're going to be showing to you all, for those who are new to this live, my brother Grand Rising. Grand Rising, brother, welcome back. We have not been on the live for a minute. We have been preparing and coming up with solutions. This man, look, ain't nobody going to South Dakota. You in South Dakota can both kiss my ass. We not going over there. There's nothing to do over there. Okay, the only thing in South Dakota is the palaces that my ancestors created, called the Corn Palace. That is located inside of South Dakota. Yes, we created it. So we must let it be known. Thank you so much for holding it down, family. I appreciate you. My brother, I'm going to also make you a moderator as well. We need to hold this chat down because we got a few of these hunters and gatherers up inside of our shit. Let it be known. There we go. Okay, so my Tamericans, I wanted to have a meeting with every single one of you. A meeting, okay? The Siberians, the Cybers, whatever you call them, they have been very upset. Very. They have even been hitting me with death threats. I'm like, you motherfuckers, I don't give a shit. Kiss my ass. You know what I'm saying? What they do, and we have to let it all be known. They're not your allies. If we have a few of them up in here, Let's get them up out of here, okay? Tell them to go join their people. Go join their tribe. Go join the South Dakota live stream. Okay? Go join your chief. If your chief is live streaming, go join him. You see what I'm saying? Go join your chief. Join his ass. But we have a community for our own people that we can build together. And that's what we're doing today. That is what exactly we're doing. Grand Rising, we got my sister up in here. Grand Rising, my sister Potent. It is a pleasure to see you. They try to say that we're not indigenous to America. We're indigenous to America, and you are not indigenous to America. You're indigenous to the caves. The Red Deer Caves specifically. So we must let it be known. You're an Asian, you can spot another Asian from a mile away. Exactly. Native Americans are definitely Asian. That is absolutely. Spot their ass from a mile away. It ain't hard. It's so goddamn easy to spot. Okay, we might have too many of these goddamn Siberians up inside of our chat. This is crazy. They're running wild up inside of our chat. They are deep up in here. We have our sister, Lady Lanier, Grand Rising sister. Yes, they have been inside of the comment section on all of my videos, on all of the goddamn pages. They're crazy. Okay? But now, my Tamericans, I have the next step in store for you all. Okay? The days of arguing back and forth about this being our land will now come to an end. Because we have no time to argue. Instead, we just have time to take our land back. We're not going to argue. We're not going to talk. We're not going to rationalize. And we're definitely not going to negotiate. As a matter of fact, I'm not negotiating anything. Why would I negotiate with the motherfucker who came out the caves? That's absolutely diabolical. Came out the whole caves, I'm finna negotiate and rationalize with his ass. I had to teach his ass how to take a bath, but now I'm about to negotiate with a motherfucker that I taught how to take a bath. Does that not sound crazy? Absolutely crazy. So instead of trying to negotiate, we are here to team up. And we are here to take back all of the land that belongs to us. Everything. Every ounce of land. All 2.6 billion acres belong to us. You say, why am I wearing... Oh, is that even us? No, that's not even us. That's one of the goddamn Siberians. Why are they pissed? They said ownership wasn't a thing? Yes, it was. And we own the entire land. Grand Rising, my sister Cody. You should have received your textbook. It should have been shipped out to you. You should have received your textbook, my sister. Yeah, so that is what we're going to be doing. I want you to know this. And there's a statement that I want you all to know. This is one of the most important statements that you could ever hear. You got your textbook, my sister? Well, I want you, let me know. I want you to leave a review on how you, on your textbook. Did it look good? You know, did you like the book? Was it easy to read? Was it easy to explain? Easy to comprehend? Let me know, my sister Cody. And you can leave the review onto our TikTok shop. I appreciate you so much. And thank you for getting your book. We now have new books. So this statement is one of the most important statements that you will ever hear. And this statement goes along the lines of this. It says, a country's wealth is based upon its children. A country's wealth is based upon its children. A country's wealth is based upon its children. I want you to know that, and I want it to sink in. The only reason why we started believing that we were descendants of Africa was because we were taught that when we were children. We were never taught it when we were adults. But they started teaching us this as children. When I was 9 years old, I lived in a city called Lamont, California. I was in the 4th grade. And I was in a school with all Hispanics. Me and my younger brother, me and my little brother, We were the only two Tamericans, the only two black people inside of the entire school. And when I went to this school, there was a 5th grader. I'm in the 4th grade, he's in the 5th grade. Because I'm the only black person at the entire school. And I'm 9 years old. And I remember walking back to my class, and I had 2 Mexican friends. And there was this 5th grader, he said, hey, yeah, you. I'm like, who is this motherfucker talking to? He said, I'm talking to you. I said, you talking to me? Yes, I'm talking to you. He said, your family are slaves from Africa. This is what he told me. This is what the Mexican told me. I'm in the 4th grade. I'm 9 years old. He said, your family are all slaves from Africa. And I was confused because I've never heard that in my entire life. Matter of fact, what is a slave? I might have heard about Africa. He said, yes, your family arrived here on boats. This is what the Mexican told me. And I remember the 2 friends next to me, they said, Tassim, did you hear what he just said? I said, no, what did he say? He said, your family are slaves. They arrived here on ships. And that was my first time ever hearing that. So I went home. I took the bus, we took the bus home. And I went home and I waited for a couple of hours until my mom got home. And when my mom got home, I asked her, I said, Mommy, I said, what is a slave? She said, Tassim, why are you bringing this up? I said, well, that's because I was called a slave at school. I said, Mommy, what is a slave? And then they said we were from Africa. I thought we were from here. And then it hit her that is what her son has to go through. And here's my question. Do you want your child to go through that too? Do you want your children to be labeled as African slaves? Is that what you want? Do you want all of your children to have to go through that shit? That's what you want for them? Or do you want it to be something different? Do you want them to actually learn their true history? Because none of them are slaves from Africa. I was first called a slave when I was 9. And then they called me a slave at 10. And then they called me a slave at 11. And then they called me a slave at 12, 13, 14. Every single year of my life, they called me a slave. When is it going to come to an end? When are we going to put an end to it? That time is now. And that is why we are here. The days of us being called slaves, labeled as Africans, will come to an end. I will be damned if I allow another motherfucking Mexican to call me a slave. And I'll be damned if they call my son, when I have a son, I will be damned if they call my son a slave from Africa. And that's what I'm telling all of my Tamericans. You should feel the exact same rage. That you have to protect the ones that you care about, your children. And you will not allow anybody to call them out of their name. That is why we are here. None of you are slaves and none of you are from Africa. This is specifically what they did not teach you about in school. And I'm going to show you right here inside of our textbook. This planet was stolen from black people. That is what we're going to show you all today. Let me show y'all this. Let me show you something. Let me pull it up. We're pulling up the image right now. If you are new to the live, if you are ready for change, if you are tired of being called a slave, then I need you to get our textbook. We've had 47 people to order the book on TikTok Shop. We've had 65 books sold in total. Our next goal is to get at 100 books. The more books that we can get into the hands of our people, that means the faster that we can solve our situation. The faster. And that is what we're here to do. So let me show y'all this. On this land that we all live on, that is now called United States, it was not always called the United States. And I want to say that again. This land was not always called the United States. They took the country over and then they renamed the country. They did that so you could forget what the real name is. That's why they did it. You said, what about Al Kubulan? That's them over there. But that has nothing to do with what we have going on right now. Let me show you all this. Do you see this man right here? Inside of this image? Do you see this man right here? Do you see what he looks like? Do you see his skin color? Do you see what he has on? This is one of the kings that came from Tameri. One of the kings. One of the kings. When they said that we were free from slavery at 1866, that is a lie. They never enslaved us. As a matter of fact, we were at war the whole time. The whole time we were at war. Because they were taking over our territories. That is what they didn't tell you. They had all of us believing that we are descendants of slaves. That is not who the hell we are. We are descendants of Tamericans. And these Tamericans were not slaves. Look at him. Look at his skin color. You see how it looked like ours? Exactly like ours? This country was a part of something called the Empire of Haiti. The Empire. And during this empire, there was a war. And in part of this war, this man right here, his name is King Henry I. Many of you probably have never heard his name. Because all they've taught in us was about some activist named Martin Luther King. But that is not where you come from. You descend from an exact king. Not a chief. I want you to know that. I said a king. That means that we had a monarchy. Where there was people in charge, there was a governing system, and there was a king and a queen. And we had over 50 of them. And that was what was on our land. You see what I'm saying? We've been here, yes. Now, what happened in this war? The humans, the Neanderthals, or we could say the hunters and gatherers, the cavemen, they came onto our land and we gave them restitution. We gave them asylum because they said that they needed some help. Moses Hickam. They said they needed some help. So us being so generous, we said, sure, let's give you some help. We started bringing them into our civilization. These motherfuckers were very hairy. They had hair on their backs. It's the same reason why they have hair on their backs today. It's not an accident. That is who they descend from. The cavemen who have hairy backs. You see, black motherfuckers, black people, we don't have hair on our backs. We never walking around with that shit. We ain't never walking around with no hair on our backs. That shit is disgusting. Now they're trying to criticize us for telling the truth. This is the truth. So we was never having hairy backs. None of us. The arm hair, this is about as much arm hair as you get. You get the small little arm hair. That is because your arm hair is not supposed to keep you warm. Your arm hair is supposed to be used as indicators to retrieve information. Okay, so when they came onto our land, yes, they had hairy backs. They also had hairy faces. They had hair coming out of their foreheads. This is where unibrows come from. This is why black people do not get unibrows. The only ones getting the unibrow are the hybrids. But most of us are not hybrids, so we're not walking around with unibrows. And for the ones who say cold climate, this was not a cold climate. This entire country was a hot country. 90 degrees, 100 degrees, 110 degrees. Every day. It was never cold because cold weather is something that is made up and it is created by technology. So we must let it be known. Okay? So like I said, yes, they came onto our planet and they started off with hairy backs. We adopted them in. We started shaving their backs. They also had tails, and many of us removed their tails. Okay? If you didn't know this, there are many Caucasians, many Hispanics, many Asians. Okay? This is a true story. 33% of them are born with tails. That is a large percentage. 1/3 of them, you have 3 children, you have 3 Caucasian children, one of them is going to be born with a tail. 1 out of the 3. This is how we know that we're not the same species. So we must tell the truth. I have images to show you if you all wanted to see it. Yes, they are born with tails. That is how they know that they're not indigenous. Okay, they're not indigenous to nowhere. Yes, they're born with tails. They get the tails removed at birth. Black people do not have tails. So we must tell the truth. We're not walking around with no tails coming out of our ass. We don't have that shit. You don't see no black people walking around with no goddamn tails. So we have to let that be known. We don't have that. My moderator, I'm gonna need. Let me see. We're gonna need a couple of them. We're gonna block these. We're gonna block them a little bit faster. They are really up in here. We have to have an environment where we talk amongst each other. There we go. Yeah. So yeah, black folks, Anunnaki. That's the name of our race. We do not have tails coming out of our ass. You don't ever see no black person having a tail coming out of their behind. Okay? Because that is not something that our species has. So back on the story, when they arrived here, when they came onto our land called Tameri, we adopted them in. We started teaching them how to farm and how to garden. We taught them, started teaching them, and they said, Tamericans, this is really amazing. You're telling me that all I need is a little seed and I could put it inside of the dirt and then a flower and a plant and a tree can come out of it? We said, yes, that is how it works. They said, that is amazing. You know, I've never heard this. You know, this is some new stuff. We've never had this on my home planet. We had to actually eat each other. That's what they were saying. I said, that's just fucking nasty. I'm over here thinking that they had to eat each other? What? They didn't have no plants? No, they did not. Okay, that is because they come from another planet. So we started teaching them. A month went by. And they're studying. And they're learning from us. And they're learning from a few of our teachers. And they enroll in some of our schools. And then 2 months went by. They came back to our schools. They're learning. And they're writing down, taking notes inside of all of our classrooms. And what they were doing was they were taking the notes back. They're taking notes, but they're taking the notes back to the caves with the rest of their people. 3 months goes by. They show up to some of our schools again. They come to some of our schools of magic. Some of our schools of pyrokinesis and telekinesis. And they start to learn. And they get access to some of our scrolls, ancient scrolls of ancient sorcery. Writing down, taking notes. They went back to the caves and they said, this is what I learned from the Tamericans. They said, look guys, I have to show you this. This is what I learned. The Tamericans, they're generous people. They are really teaching me. I don't know why they trust me. Because black people, we are trusting. That has been our downfall, by trusting this other species. And then 4 months goes by. And they come back to the schools again. They're taking notes. But then this time, they bring a few of their other cavemen with them. So they can learn some more of our secrets. And then 5 months goes by. We brought in some new teachers. So we could teach them. You know? And they started bringing more and more and more of the cavemen. And they said, look, eventually, once we learn the secrets, we are going to betray them. That is what they said to us. They didn't say it to us. That's what they said to their own people. We didn't hear it. We didn't know that that was the plan the whole time, that they were going to betray us. We were so accepting. We were willing to share everything that we had. Because let me show you, we had beautiful, beautiful palaces. Okay? After they brought more and more of their cavemen, they started learning our secrets. 6 months goes by. And they said, look, they're not going to see it coming. We've learned a couple of the secrets. We have some alliances outside of the planet. We are teamed up with another species. But together we're going to team up. Okay? How are we going to do it? They said, we're going to have some of our women marry their men. That was the plan. You see what I'm saying? This is where the Caucasians started marrying the black Europeans. They're called the Moors. And the Moors started laying down in bed with them and having children with them, mixing the blood. They had to create a Rogam shot, something called a Rogam shot, so the two bloods can mix and a baby can be born. They didn't see it coming. The Moors didn't see it coming after they brought their women in. They were willing to tell all the secrets. When they started marrying off the Caucasian women, the black Europeans, they started telling all the secrets. And then 7 months goes by. And they've been planning this. We didn't know. They had been planning this. Like I said, they're not original or indigenous to anywhere on our planet. That is why the book is called This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. Because we were everywhere, in every country. When they had children with some of our European black men, they started having mixed hybrid babies. And a few of us, we started catching on. These motherfuckers are evil. We said they've been plotting against us. But when we told the Moors said, no. They would never plot against us. That is my wife. That's what they were saying to us. We're like, what the fuck you mean that's your wife? What the hell you mean? How is that your wife? That's crazy. She came out the caves. How is that your wife? She's not our species. She's not Anunnaki. She's a hunter-gatherer. She's a caveman. He said, no, my wife would never betray me. That's what he said. Then 8 months goes by. 9 months goes by. 10 months goes by. 11 months goes by. Then 1 full year goes by. After they had their children, the Moors didn't see it coming. They gave them access to some of our ancient technology. On this planet, we had 2 sons. Two sons. Not one, we had 2. Many of you are like, what you mean? I explained this in the textbook. This planet was stolen from black people. We had 2 sons. They shot the second son out of the atmosphere. The planet went dark. We fell in frequency, and then they launched the invasion against us. Some of y'all have not heard me speak or talked about in a video form about this. But this is what happened on our planet. They took it over. They launched an invasion. They brought in the Siberians. They brought in the Caucasians. And then they started taking over our land. You have to know your history to know where the hell you're going. So as I said, we will not argue with these hunters and gatherers no more. They're not our allies. We will not unite with black and brown. That is bullshit. Okay? We must unite with our people. It is so important. Because we are all that we've got. And that is our job. That means the men you have to marry black women. The black women have to marry black men. That's it. We're not mixing the bloodline. We got to get the bloodline pure. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if I can say that. Let me stop. We have a couple of them up here. My brother, you might have to block some of them. Okay? We have to return it back to the Anunnaki bloodline. And that Anunnaki is your race. We explained this in the textbook. Anunnaki is your race. Race. What is the definition of race? We got new books that came in. What is the definition of race? Because this is going to explain what happened inside of the invasion. Race. R-A-C-E. What does it mean? Race. Let me show y'all. It's right here in the book. Race. We will be creating new dictionaries so we can replace all of their dictionaries based off of lies. The definition of race right here. Race means the planet. It says the planet from which one originates from. The definition of race means the planet from which one originates from. If you are a different race than me, that means that you are from a different planet. You're not from this planet, you're from a different planet. And that is why your species, that is why your race burns from the sun. Because you're not from here. Okay, we don't have to have no more confusion, none of that bullshit. You are not a genetic mutation. You are a totally different species. Let it be known, different species. We're not the same species. We've never been the same species. We're two different species. We cannot eat the same foods. Some foods that are good for you are bad for us. We cannot eat the same foods as them because we are two different species. So back into the story. They launched the invasion. The Moors didn't see it coming, but a couple of them sided with them. They said, you could not take out my wife. That's my wife. I'm like, how is that your wife? She came from the caves. They said, that is my wife. I said, she has RH blood. They said, that doesn't matter. That's my wife. I said, RH blood comes from an animal. They said, I don't care. I said, she's a different species. They said, she's not a different species to me. I'm like, this delusional motherfucker. What you mean? She's not a different species to you. Okay, damn, what you think? The facts are she's a different species. They said, no. We had a procedure so then my child could be born. And then they launched the invasion. And war broke out on our planet. That is why that is the name of the book. War broke out on our planet. Okay. We had advanced weapons, highly advanced weapons, energy weapons. Weapons that could disintegrate a person in an instant. And a couple of us, we had some of our weapons. And we saw a couple of them. They saw a couple of us. You know, the war was breaking out. Blood was being shed. People were dying, dropping left, and right. People was dropping. They was dropping. We were dropping. But we was only dropping because of the Moors was attacking us. We're like, what the fuck? Why are you attacking us? We the same species. They said, I don't give a damn. I said, we're the same species. They're going to take over our planet. Get your shit together. They are invading our planet. I told them this. I said, the motherfuckers are not from here. That's why they burn in the sun. They're not from the planet. Get this shit to your thick ass skull. They're not from here. And I told them that. But they were under a spell. And this war lasted for a long, long time. 300 years the war lasted. We were invaded by four species, but we have the main three species. Every single one of your presidents of the United States, every single powerful person inside of every nation, it doesn't matter if you're from Europe or if you're from the Hawaiian island, they are from the species called the reptilian race. They all come from the draconian star system. Every single one of them. All of them. Without exception. And then the normal everyday people that you see on the streets, at the grocery store, the normal ass Hispanics, the Latinos, the goddamn Native Americans, they are known as the human species. Let me show you this. You are not known as the human species. Your skin color is brown for a reason. It's not pink, it's not pale, it's brown. Because that is your species. It's right here. This is their species. It says this. I have a list from top to bottom, 5 different rankings, a list. It says the human race. The human race has pale pink skin. They have straight hair. The same hair as a dog. There are 5 types of humans. Okay? Do you have straight hair? Do you have pink skin? Are you pale in the face? No. So you obviously cannot be a member of the human species. I know that they've been telling you that your whole life. They have. But a human is born with a tail. And you are not. Okay? This is what purebloods can say. Rank number 1, the Caucasian. That is a human. Rank number 2, the Arab, the ones who live in Saudi Arabia. They are humans. Rank number 3, the Asian, the ones from Japan, Korea, Vietnam, China. They are humans. They are the Asians. Rank number 4, we have the Dravidian. They're from India. They have straight hair. All of them are frail, skinny. They don't have no muscles. I met a couple of them. That is a human. That's not us. That's a human. That's why we look different. And rank number 5 of the human is the Hispanic or the Latin. Rank number 5. As you can see, the black people are not inside of those 5 ranks. Why aren't you in those ranks? Because you're not a human. You're not born with a tail. You do not burn in the sun. You are from this planet. The humans are not from this planet. That's the difference. You are from this planet. The humans are not from this planet. But you are. And they're not. That's why they burn in the sun. They get sun poisoning. Walking around, they have knots on their head. Walking around with blisters. I look at their ass. They stand out in the sun for 15 minutes. They start to sizzle up. And then in 30 minutes, they start getting lumps on their head. You ever, got into a fight and you hit a motherfucker in the head? He had a big ass knot on his head. It's the same shit for them when they stand out in the sun for too long. Walking around with knots on their head. Try to fuck with the same species, man. I ain't never seen no black person walking around with knots on their head because they stood out in the sun for too long. Sounds absolutely ridiculous. But for them, they have poofy ass eyes. Like they got hit in the eye. Poofy eye, right? Poofy goddamn cheeks. Big ass cheeks. And I'm like, damn, man. How the hell is the sun frying you? He said, I don't know, man. I need to have my sunscreen. It's protecting me. I said, damn, that shit it's hurting their ass, ain't it? It's hurting. So I will say it again. The humans are not from this planet. But you are from this planet. And that is because you are. This is your race. And we will post more videos about this. This is your race. Your race is the Anunnaki race. That's your race. You see the skin colors? You see the complexion? You see the beard? You see the hair? Same complexion as my mom. Same complexion as my dad. This is your race. The Anunnaki race. This is also your race. You see how all of them, every single one of them has the same hair as you. Same exact hair. That is because that is your race. They have been putting out misinformation. So we could believe that we are something different than the Anunnaki race. They say Anunnaki are evil. What the fuck you mean we evil? Every time something is brought up or mentioned of something that is beyond physics or something that is advanced, something that represents you, they try to call it evil. Just like they labeled our ancestors as evil. You see what I'm saying? They said that our ancestors are evil. I'm like, how are my ancestors evil? They said, Jesus is the way. Your ancestors are demons. I said, motherfucker, what? Your stupid ass, so I ain't believing that shit. How the hell my ancestors are evil, but this motherfucker who Caucasian is the way? Bull, nonsense. I'm not believing that. Your ancestors are not evil. Your ancestors are not demons. Those are your ancestors. Do not allow anyone to talk about your ancestors. They are yours. They're not evil. They're not demons. That's your ancestors. They had us brainwashed, but now the brainwash is going away. We will no longer fall for it. So with that being said, back on topic. The humans are the Hispanics, the Latins, the Caucasians, the Asians, the Arabs, the Indians. All of them are the humans, but you are not the human. You are the only one on the entire planet who does not burn from the sun. Only one. And that is because you are Anunnaki. And as I wrote in the book, it says it's right here, and it's so important. It's so important for us to know this. It says everything about our planet that we have been taught by our government is all a lie. The first lie that we were taught is that we are all human beings when we are not. The people on this planet that are called black people are not human beings. We are a species called the Anunnaki. And we created this universe that we live in and every single planet inside of it. It says we created the entire universe that we live inside of and every single planet inside of it. It says this planet that we live on today is just another one of our creations. A planet located inside of the 999th galaxy. A planet called Ki. That's the name of the planet. Not Earth. Ki. Not Earth. It was never called Earth. It was called Ki. It says we gave it that name as it means the second home planet of the Anunnaki. And that is us. That is what your species has been your entire life. This is why when you try to eat the same food as them, we started developing diabetes, heart failure, high cholesterol, high blood pressure. That is because we have been eating the same shit that the humans have been eating. And it has been killing us, hurting us slowly and slowly until we ended up leaving the planet at an early age. Because we've been eating the same diet as the humans. But we cannot eat the same food as the humans because we're not the same species as the humans. By letting this all be known, letting it be known, by knowing that you are Anunnaki, by knowing that they are human, you will know that you are indigenous to every single continent. But your specific bloodline was living on these continents over here. Let me fix that. Discord, there we go. You were living on these planets or on these lands. You were living on this continent. Peace, brother. That's where you were living at. That's where your ancestors were living at. We didn't start off in Africa. I explained this in the book. None of you started off in Africa. None of you were born out of dirt in Africa. We didn't start off like that. That is not our origin story. We were not born out of dirt. Okay? It says we created the planet. And if you created the planet, that means that you existed before the whole planet. Ain't that some shit? You telling me that I was here before the planet? Yes. You telling me I created the planet? Yes. So you telling me I'm older than the planet? Yes, you are. Your soul is older than the planet. You created it, and then you settled on these lands that are called Tameri. And your brothers and sisters, they settled on those lands that was in Africa. They settled over there. And then your other brothers and sisters, they settled on the lands that were called Tartaria. But now it is called Russia. They renamed it. The Empire of Tartaria is Russia. Your black folks lived over there. And then South America, Inca and Amaru. Black folks over there, now called Brazilians. They settled up over there. When we created the planet, they lived over there. Amazonians or Amazonians, yes. Your brothers and sisters, they settled in Amazon. And they lived over there. So it was 4 groups of us. The Tamericans, the Amazonians, the Tartarians over there in Europe, and the Africans. We was 4 groups of black folks, 4 groups of Anunnaki who lived on 4 different regions. But this is our planet, and it's not the planet of the humans. We must let that shit be known. It's not their planet. They're not from here. We are the only ones from here. The only people from this planet is us. And if you're not us, then you're not from the planet. You see what I'm saying? This right here, what we're teaching right here today is what they fear. Because we are destroying all of their lies. And by destroying their lies, they know that we are going to destroy their system. Not just by word, but we're going to destroy the system by physical action. Not all of us men, not every single one of us is willing to go to court, because I will be damned if I try to go to court. We're not going to court. This is our shit. We're going to take it. All right, we're not going to ask for it. We're not going to beg for no permission. This is our land and not yours. So with that being said, that means that you will have an eviction notice at your front door. You will have 30 days to leave. You could say anything that you want. Oh, this is my land, my ancestors, they've been living here for thousands of years. Get your lying ass on. No, the fuck they have not. Your ancestors have been living here for 533 years. That is the furthest that you go back. But before 533 years, you were not here. It was just my people. You see? So we have to let that all be known. That is why we are in the live stream. That is why we are here today. For those who are new to the live, if you are learning information and you are tired of learning their lies, because they have lied to you your whole life. And I've said this, if you are new here, I've said this. They've been trying to label us as slaves since we were children. 9 years old, 7 years old. It didn't matter. So what happened 533 years ago? That's when they first got here. Before they got here, it was just us living on all 4 of the continents. There's not 7 continents. There's 4 continents. You got the Americas. You have Africa. You got Eurasia. And you got Australia. Oh, we got 5 when we talk about Antarctica. But really, Africa is still connected to Europe anyways. There's no goddamn water that you got to cross to go to Africa and Europe. It's all goddamn one land. But we could say 5 continents. There's not 7. Okay, if you want to go to South America, you don't have to go cross no goddamn water. You just keep on walking. Your ass gonna get to South America. Okay, there's no water. It's one continent. Okay, so yes, they try to delete our history. So that is why we're here. If you are new to the live, if you are tired of learning their lies, we've had 47 people order the book. We have 3 left that we're going to put on the TikTok shop. We also have a bundle going on. This is on the website, thisplanetwasstolen.com. We have the website as well in addition to the book. This comes with the digital version of the textbook. I'll show you this. You get the digital version and you get the physical. We have to be teaching this to our children. I started off this live with the most important quote. And I said, every single country is based upon, the wealth of the country is based upon the children. Okay, that's what it's based upon. Many of our children, we started off having low self-esteem because they have told us that we are nothing but a slave. That's what they told us, and we believed it because they fed us that lie every single day. We took a standardized test on the shit. Standardized test. All right, black people, slaves from Africa. All right, what is it? Is it A, B, C, or D? All right, D. There it is. All right, black people come from what part of the world? West Africa? All right, A, B, C, or D? All right, the answer is B. They fed us those lies. And if we did not fill in the test correctly, we would not graduate. We would not go to the next grade level. They ingrained us with all of their lies. But now we are going to get rid of their lies. I have solutions in place, ways to solve this. So let me pull this up for you today. The textbook. This planet was stolen from black people. That is the name of the book. That's the best name. It's the perfect name. This is the only book on the entire planet. The only one that is going to teach you about your origin, written by me, Tassim Deliza. The only book that's going to teach you who you are as the Anunnaki race. Only book that's going to teach you about who you are as the Tameri. Only book. You're not going to learn this from any other goddamn books. Okay? With these books, we are going to be creating standardized tests in school districts. Like I said, the country is based upon the children. The children are the future. If you could brainwash the children to believing that they African slaves, you can control them and get them to working for you. But we will no longer work for their ass. We will create jobs for our future generation. They will work for us instead. We will completely separate from them. You see what I'm saying? So I'm trying to pull it up. I'm pulling up it right here. I'm going to show you what you're going to be receiving today. Who's controlling those braces? Black people invented the braces. All right, we invented every goddamn thing. Right? So we will not allow these motherfuckers to teach us any more lies. The lies are done with completely. All right, here it is. We're pulling it up right now. All right, there we go. We can take this up. Boom. Thank you for sharing the live. Family, let's like the live. Let's get the live stream to 20,000 likes. Thank you for getting it to 15,000. I appreciate every single one of you. Let's get the live to 20,000 likes. Thank you. What you're going to be receiving in this live stream is a deal. It's time that we have our own businesses and separate. Every time we try to build with our people, they always up in our business. So we say, all right, let's mind our own business. It's time for us. It's time for our black men to marry black women. We will not be the passport bros. We're not doing that shit. We're not going to betray our women anymore. It's a shame on us. We've been betraying our own women. We will not do that anymore. We will have new leadership, new people in charge, so we can guide the next generation that you must marry and have children with your beautiful Tamerican woman. And we must know that we speak multiple languages. So for some of our goddesses, our beautiful Tamerican goddesses, if you want to learn Spanish, if you want to say, they're going to ask you, they're going to be like, well, where are you from? You know, you're going to say, soy de Tameri. That means I'm from Tameri. You say, soy de Tameri. Oh, shit, she's speaking Spanish. Yeah, soy de Tameri. And then, oh my goodness, what's your nationality? You're going to say, soy Tamericana. That means you are a Tamerican woman. And for our gods, for our masculine, our men, they're going to say, where you from? What's your nationality? You're going to say, soy Tamericano. Soy Tamericano. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker's intelligent. Yes, you are. Soy Tamericano. Soy de Tameri. That means you from Tameri. That's where you from. Soy Tamericano. Let it be known. They were, oh shit, the motherfuckers, they took their power back. Yes, we're taking our power back. We are naming ourselves. And we're going to take every goddamn thing back. It was a good run that they had. It lasted for a couple hundred years. Maybe maybe 130 years. That's how long their reign has lasted. But now their reign has come to an end. Because los Americanos, because the Tamericans are now, we taking our shit back. There's things that I want to say, but the things I cannot say on the live streams because I know I will get crazy up in here. How we truly feel. I really would, but hey, I don't know if we can say that today because these motherfuckers, they be creeping and they be reporting our shit. So let me pull it up. Right here. Let me pull up you're going to be receiving this today. If you're in this live stream, I'm going to give you a special offer, a special deal. We must have our own businesses. We have to stop shopping. Stop shopping with Caucasian businesses. We're not going to shop with they ass no more. Okay? McGraw, it's called Houghton McGraw. These goddamn Caucasians who write textbooks, they make $20 billion every single year, and they're lying to us. It's time for us to stop shopping with them and start shopping with, it says it right here, Tameri Education. We have our own education right here. It's in the book. Tameri Education. This is our school system, our own education. And then we're going to have the Tameri Elementary School District. We're going to stop shopping with white and Caucasian ass businesses. We ain't stop shopping with that shit no more. So let me show you this. Day 1 through 20. Let me see. I'm going to pull up the book right now. This is what you're going to be receiving today if you're in this live stream. I want to say thank you to my Tamericans who are up in here. We have a couple of stragglers. A couple of our own people. They're upset because they've not seen this done before. You know, usually when our people, and I've been seeing this. If you didn't know this, look, I've been on TikTok since 2022. I'm not new at this. I made some videos and I said, all right, look, we got to take this to the next level. We need to take it to the next level. We cannot just be talking and debating. We have to solve the problem. There we go. We have to solve the problem. And that problem is they have taken over our land and we have to take the land back. Thank you for handling. My brother, thank you so much. You are standing on business. I appreciate you so much, brother. Standing on business. Look, we got to get them up out of our communities. We will no longer have hybrid children. All right, we're just not doing that no more. We're not, okay? We're not doing it. Our babies don't come out looking like us. My mom asked me, she said, wouldn't you want your son to look like you? I said, absolutely, my mother. She said, yes, your son should look like you. They failed, yes. They failed. I appreciate you, brother. They failed. They're like, oh, look, we're just asking questions. Look, go join your own community. All right, we're bringing it all back. So let me show you this. Right here. Tamerican Education. You're going to be receiving this today. This is a digital textbook, and you're going to be receiving the physical textbook. You see the same price that you see on the screen, $34.99 with free shipping? You will also receive a bundle through the website. 49 people got their books, so that means we got one left. I appreciate you. Eventually, we will be shipping off thousands of books. When we sell out, you will still be able to get it on the website, thisplanetwasstolen.com. This is what you're going to be receiving. You see our people right here? You see how we on the screen? You see me right here? You see our beautiful sisters? Let me show you. Let me zoom up a little bit so you can see it. Our people right here? This is what you're going to be receiving today. You see this? Look at us. You see this masculine man over here? Masculine. This is divine masculinity. I had to put him on the cover. I'm like, damn, this motherfucker is masculine. I said, this is what represents my father. My father was masculine, and they were afraid of him. My father, very, very dark-skinned man. Very dark. My father is the goddamn color of a blueberry. But they were all afraid of him because they knew that he would handle them. We had some altercation with a couple of the Hispanic. We said, shit, let's handle their ass. That's why we in here today. Yeah, so we have to bring it back. The divine masculine. Us. We are the divine masculine. This right here is our young divine masculine. You see him right here? He will eventually grow up and become a powerful man. He's going to be leading us. Him right here. Him right here. Him, he a little bit mad. I don't know. He gonna support him. But this man right here, these two, masculine. We have to bring it back. They try to destroy the image of masculinity. But the masculine ones, we are the ones who protect the household, protect our women. We will no longer be sitting by, standing on the sidelines, allowing them to terrorize our women. We will put an end to it. You're not going to, that is the supreme goddess. Matter of fact, motherfucker, I'm grabbing their ass. You see what I'm saying? They be like, oh, just like that. I'm sorry. And you ain't sorry for shit. It's our land. This is our women. Let's protect them. And with it, with these teachings, we are going to formulate the school district of Tameri. And we are going to teach divine feminine and divine masculine. And let me show you what type of clothes. Let me show you what type of clothes we're going to have on. Let me show you all this. Little Nas is getting deported. Absolutely. He cannot stay. Divine masculine, divine feminine. That's it. Learn our real story. All right, so that is what we're here to do. This is what you're going to be receiving today, and then I will show you what type of clothes we're going to have on. You're going to be receiving this, our textbook in the digital version. This planet was stolen from black people. You see what I'm saying? This shit wasn't stolen from Caucasian. It was stolen from us. You see what I'm saying? And then you're going to be receiving the physical book with it. You will be able to open it up. Oh my goodness, I'm messing up my words. You will be able to open it up on your laptop, your tablet, your phone, or your computer with the book with you. And as you open the book, let me show y'all this. That's why we're here. Let me show y'all this. You will receive and you will see the Kingdom of Tameri map. I said all of their maps can go to hell. We're no longer going to be using their weak-ass maps. All of our maps will say the Kingdom of Tameri. None of them will say the United States. Because it's not that. The moderators, my brother, I appreciate you. Y'all is on point. We standing on business. We are standing on business. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is what you're going to be receiving today. $34.99 free shipping. We pay the same price when we order some goddamn food at Popeyes. And I know this because my mom, every time we used to order a 20-piece chicken family meal at Popeyes with some biscuits, some red beans and rice, maybe some coleslaw. You know what I'm saying? And with the honey biscuits. And it came out $34.99. It was the same goddamn price. So it's time for us to start investing into Tamerican-owned businesses. Not black-owned, Tamerican-owned. We're not the color black. I had to put that on the title, This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. That's just so I can catch y'all attention. Tameri-owned. Right there, we will label all of our businesses as Tameri-owned. Tameri-owned. That shit is ours. And that is why we're here today. It's time for us to start investing into our own people. Our own. We spend a lot of money every goddamn year. We really do. We be spending money with Michael Jordan, and that motherfucker does not care about us. He's married to a whole Caucasian. You see what I'm saying? How the fuck we gonna support a motherfucker married to a damn cave woman? Billy Carson, same shit, married to a goddamn Mongoloid. Whatever the hell she is. We're not finna support that. Only one we supporting is the Tamericans marrying their other Anunnaki sisters. It's time for us to marry our own kind. So for those who are in this live stream, if you are here, I need you to order our textbook. This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. This is the first textbook that's going to teach you about your origin as the Tamerican people. Only one. You ain't find no books on that because the motherfuckers are trying to hide the information, so I had to bring it to you. I had to teach it to you. This is our land. Standing on business. That's what we do. So these are for my Tamericans. This is the first step. The book is the first step. The second step, we got more things in store. Let me see. We sold out of the book? Yeah, we did. Wait, did we? Did the book sell out? I ain't see it on my screen. Probably because I got my notifications on because they be trying to message me and stuff. Our real history. Exactly, family. Exactly. For those who, even if you're not able to today, if you ain't got $34 today, okay? Because I know the motherfucking church, they be asking for our goddamn money. They don't be giving us nothing. At least you getting something. You getting your own history because you ain't going to learn this shit from nobody else. They be trying to hold the history, trying to hide it, trying to make it seem like I'm the only one who needs to keep it. Like, no, we all need to learn the history. All of us. And that is why we're here today. If you are new to the live, I need you to add the textbook, This Planet Was Stolen from Black People, to your shopping cart. It's free to do. It takes you 5 seconds. Click on the screen. Tap on the middle of your screen. You see This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. Say flash sale. Tap on it. Hit add to cart or bookmark it. We're going to come back to it. You're going to get your book in. A couple of you, because I know Dr. Umar, his whole lying ass, said he was going to create a school. He has been taking donations from our people before I was born. You see what I'm saying? Ain't never gave us nothing. It's time for us to build our own school system. But I'm not asking for no donation. I'm actually giving you something in return. You see, Dr. Umar been taking away money out of our community. And he has been giving that shit to the Africans. Taking all our money. It's time for us to start creating our own communities. And for those who are in this live, let me show y'all something. I'm going to show you this. He said he broke right now in Africa. Good. You see what I'm saying? Good. Dr. Umar is broke, stuck in Africa right now. Good. Taking all of our goddamn money. We're no longer asking for donations. See, he's still asking for money. Where the school at? He still ain't built the shit. Let me show y'all something. Because the reason why I have not been in live is because I have been preparing something. Preparing the take back of our land. Let me show you this. We have this inside of our community. Let me show y'all this, okay? For the past year, I've been working on this for 2 years long. It took 2 years to get everything started. But I've been working on this for 2 years. I didn't just start doing this. I've been doing this for 2 years. Okay? Nothing comes overnight. It takes a lot of preparation. What I'm going to be showing you today is the first prototype of our Tamerican flag. A flag. Our own flag. You know how the Hispanics, they walk around with their goddamn flag? They wrap it around their goddamn shoulders. They got their flag. And they say, Viva la Mexico! Viva Mexico! Viva la Mexico! And they be saying that. And all of them proud. La Mexico! La Mexico! And they be like that with their flag, waving their flag, happy as hell. So happy. But for some reason, the only ones who cannot be happy about their flag is us. Because we know that that flag don't stand for us. That's their shit that they stole from us. So we have a flag for you. Your original colors are the red, white, and blue. It means Upper and Lower Egypt. So we said we had to keep the same colors, but a different design. And this flag is right here. This right here resembles fearlessness. It will become the most powerful nation on the entire planet. This is what they're afraid of. Our own shit. We're going to be waving our goddamn flag. We're going to say, long live Tameri. Glory to Tameri. We're going to be having our flag on our goddamn back. Happy as hell. I've been showing this to a couple of our people. They said they like it. I said, I don't know if I like it. I don't know if it's finished. I don't know if we still got work to do. But we still working on it. But we said this is a prototype. These are our colors. That shit is ours. The red, that's ours. Blue, that's ours. The white, that's ours. Gold is ours too. It's all ours. Our colors are not red, black, and green. That's not our colors. That'll be the second thing that we have, that we release to our people. Every single household will have one of our flags. Glory to Tameri. We are revolutionaries. Glory to Tameri. You see, that's what they fear. They know that I'm not the same as these people who came before us. We actually coming up with solutions. And we're going to solve this and take back everything that was taken away from us. Everything. Without exception. Everything. And when I say everything, I mean everything. We taken back from Canada to the bottom of South America. Everything. And these motherfuckers are going to be refugees seeking asylum. Didn't we have to flee? Did y'all not know that our ancestors built the entire Mexico because that is our country too, and they stole it from us? Did y'all not know that? Black people built pyramids in Mexico. And these modern day mestizos, but they backstabbed our ancestors, and then they took the entire country from us. The whole Mexico belongs to us too. You see? Mexico, Peru, Haiti, Jamaica, Brazil, Costa Rica, Greenland, Canada. It's all ours. Take our identity. And that is what we're going to be doing. And it started off all with a flag. We're going to be walking on these lands, taking the lands back with our flag in the name of Tameri. When we in battle, we're going to say, long live Tameri! Glory to the man Tameri! Glory to Tameri! We're going to be so proud of ourselves. It's our land. It's our land. Is the product, is it still in stock? It's our land. Let me put this laptop down. It's our land. And it's not theirs. We will not share the land. We tried that and we made a mistake. We're not sharing the land anymore. It's our land. It's ours. The land belongs to your sons and grandsons. They will have a country that they can call home. Is that something that y'all would like to have? Imagine the grandson, they're not even here yet, but when they are here, they will have a country that they can call home. Our crops. All of us will have a country that we can call home. And that is this country. This is our home, and it's no one else's home. The divine masculine is finally doing what he is supposed to do. And he is supposed to take back his home so he can protect his women and his children. That is the job of the divine masculine, the Tamerican man. This is not the United States. It is the kingdom of Tameri. Imagine they ask you that. Hey, where you from? They're going to start asking some of us, where we from? And we're going to answer, well, I'm from the kingdom of Tameri. Don't that sound amazing? I'm from the kingdom of Tameri. And they ask you that, like, oh, snap, where that's at? That sounds like it's a powerful land. The kingdom of Tameri. So you tell me it got the name kingdom of it in? Yes. Because this is our land. This is our motherland. You see? It's our motherland. This land, Tameri, is our motherland. Yes, we teach, but then we have to put the teaching into action. Because by praying and by wishing is not going to solve this for us. We have to face this ourselves. They know this is the land of, you said it, that belongs to the colored folks. It's our land. It ain't their land. It's our land. And that is what they have feared. We don't have to argue with them. Let them go build their own while we build up our own. The land of milk and honey. Tameri, the beloved land. We will not allow any more of these Caucasians to make their weak ass board games to confuse us. You see what I'm saying? We're not doing that no more. So that's why we're here, Tamericans. If you have not gotten your textbook in the live stream, if you have not gotten your textbook, if you want to contribute in some way, because I know this, not every single one of us wants to be we don't, look, some of us, it might be too much. It might be too big of a risk. I don't want to put none of you at risk. I will take all the risk. Okay? Because I am fearless. That is what the man is supposed to be. If you want to help, if you want to support, if you want to contribute, the best way that you contribute is by getting your own textbook of This Planet Was Stolen from Black People. You get this textbook and you read it to your cousins, your aunties, your nieces, your sons, your daughters, and you let them know that they are the Tamericans and they are not African. We're not no motherfucking Africans. That's not us. That's y'all. We are the Tamericans. That's how you help. The whole world did not start off in no Africa. You motherfucking liars. Y'all started off over there. We started off over here. That's the origin. So we have to teach that to the whole world. Eventually, we will be educating the Africans. Because some of us are going to go to Africa, we're going to build some schools, and we're going to educate their ass because they no longer going to have no Caucasian ass teachers. They're going to have Tamerican teachers. And they will know. They will like, oh, my brother, oh, you from Tameri, brother. You from Tameri, brother? Tameri, brother. And I'm like, yeah, I'm from Tameri. Where you from? I'm from Africa. That's what they say. So we will educate them. We will not allow these hunters and gatherers to educate the Africans no more. We will educate them ourselves. We will control the schools. We will build all the schools. Facts, the Africans said we are their gods. Yes, we are the gods. We are the God bloodline. And it's okay. For the ones who do not know that this is our land, nobody's paying attention to them anyways. They DM me. A lot of them, you need to stop what you're doing, man. We're all Africans. I'm like, get your stupid ass on with your dumb ass. Motherfucker, you know damn well we not all Africans. The reason why you're saying that shit is because you're married to a Caucasian woman. That's why you're saying that bullshit. You trying to save her ass. You see what I'm saying? You trying to save her. We know from the jump. Right. We know from the jump. So that's why they're trying to talk us out of, look, we're not finna marry outside of our species no more. Thank you, bro. Thank you, family. Thank you. We had to handle them. We had to. It was very important. So the way that you contribute, I don't know if the books are sold out on the live stream. I didn't put that many on here because we want to prioritize selling them. Also, we want to sell them on the live stream, but we also want to sell them on the website. The reason why for that is because, and I'll tell you this, the reason why we've been selling them on the website too is because we have a new TikTok shop account. For new TikTok shop account owners, you have to have 300 sales. 300 sales in order so you can start receiving the TikTok shop benefits. What's one of the benefits? This is what happens, and it's crazy. They don't release your funds, even though you delivered the book and everybody got the book and they're like, "This is a nice book." You don't receive the money. You don't receive none of the funds until after 30 days. And I said, look, we have bills to pay too. You see what I'm saying? This is also a job. We have to let it be known. Yes, you can work a job going live stream. I see these Caucasians and black people. Some of these motherfuckers, they be like, man, stop. You're trying to make money. I see these Caucasians making $50,000 a month off of the TikTok shop. And we buying all they goddamn products. So why the hell we not supporting our own? Motherfuckers making $50,000 a month off a TikTok shop. I'm like, damn. That shit crazy. A lot of publishing companies do it in the same way, 30-day payout for books. Yeah, that is crazy. So that's how the TikTok shop is doing it. On the website, in addition, for the same price, or you get it for a cheaper price, $29.99. You can get your book for $29.99 on the website. That's the special discount for this book, $29.99 on the website. Okay? It will be cheaper than the price listed on the screen that you see. $29.99. This is how you contribute to the kingdom of Tameri. ThisPlanetWasStolen.com is the name of the website. ThisPlanetWasStolen.com. That is how you help support Tamerican-owned businesses. Tameri owned. Tameri! That's how you help us. Tameri, that is how you help us. Okay? And I want you all to know this. The only way for you to construct your own country, the only way to have something that is yours, that belongs to you, you have to have finances, wealth. You do not build a class or a school. It's not free to build it. It's not free. It costs money. Grand Rising, my sister Tameri. Grand Rising. It's not free to build a school. It's not free to build grocery stores. It's not free. It costs money. So the way to make money is we have to create products. Just like these Caucasians are doing off of us, creating products and selling products. That is how they're making money. We all buy their latest iPhones for $999. We get their ass $1,000 for the next phone and we ain't got no problems. But when it comes with supporting our own, some of us, they're like, look, you should sell this shit for free. I'm like, motherfucker, you don't go to Apple asking them to sell their shit for free. Delusional ass. You don't go to Apple asking them to sell their shit for free. Delusional ass. You don't go to, if you got married, right? That wedding ring ain't free. So let's support our own. $29.99, $29 on the website. This planet was stolen from black people. $34 on the screen right here. That is why we're here. Okay, family? That is why we're here. So we had to handle it. With that being said, I appreciate you all. My Tamericans, if you have not gotten your book, I need you to get your book. We're going to be tuning back in later on, maybe on a panel, so we can start teaming up with some of our people. I want to say thank you all for supporting me, Tassim Deliza. I am very thankful for every single one of you. We've sold 50 books. Our first 50 books on TikTok shop. We're almost at 100 sales on the website combined. We're going to do this. And in the future, we will sell thousands of these books. And we will put them inside of every Tamerican household. All of our children are going to be reading our books. We're no longer going to be reading Caucasian books. No more. We will have our books. It will say, you are from the kingdom of Tameri. Your species is the Anunnaki species. This is your planet. You created everything. And you have to take back what belongs to you. So I want to say thank you, Tamericans. Thank you. We're going to be doing this again later on or tomorrow. And I want to say Grand Rising. I want all of my Tamericans, type it in the chat. I want you to say glory to Tameri. We're going to type this in the chat because we're going to make these motherfuckers fear us. Glory to Tameri. We all typing this in the chat. Glory to Tameri. We're going to say, glory to Tameri. We typing that in the chat. Glory to Tameri. Glory to Tameri. Glory to Tameri. Let them fear us. Fear our wrath. They will receive all of the karma that they've committed against our ancestors. Glory to Tameri, my Tamericans. I love you all. And I want to say, I'm out. Grand Rising. I love you. Glory to Tameri. Peace. Glory to Tameri.